Hey, brothers and sisters. It's Paul Adams, and I have a little message that the Lord has put in my heart here. You know, we've been watching the news and YouTube videos, and it seems like everywhere we look now, there's a video about September being the month that we have to prepare for. This is the month of months. It doesn't get any more hotter than this. We've got to be on our toes because these people have had dreams and they have visions and they have had promptings, and these are apostles, and some of them call themselves prophets. That the Lord has, prepared for these last days, and they are they're on the lookout. I mean, we're all on the lookout, of course. We know how to gauge the seasons that we're in, but they seem to have pointed to September as being the month, September 2023 as being the final culmination of God's plan. This is where the age of grace ends and we get into the tribulation. And to do that, we need to have the rapture first to get the saints out of here. So the Lord has put into my heart a parable. I live in this home where I'm renting, and I'm renting a room, and so I have a lot of interactions with the landlord. Great guy, can't complain. But when you're renting, here's the parable. Once upon a time, there were two landlords. One landlord was very caring, and he wanted to make sure that his tenants were comfortable. He wanted to make sure that the rooms in the building were built according to code. They were insulated not only from the elements outside, but also from the noise. So they had sound barriers between each room so that the tenants were comfortable. They could sleep at night without hearing any noises. And so it went. And he had a reputation in town for being the landlord who cared about his tenants. He wanted to make sure that everything was spot on, up to specs, and people were comfortable. He cared about people. That was his primary objective in life. He cared about the people in the world, and he wanted to make sure that they were taken care of properly. The other landlord, he had a place that he used to house his tenants. It wasn't built to standards, to code. He was doing it primarily as a business investment to get some money back. And he didn't really care one way or the other about people. He was in it simply for the buck. He was simply in it to, make a return on his investment. And he didn't care if some of the walls, were not soundproof, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You get the idea. And he had a reputation in town for being, a bit of a shyster. So, which of these two landlords do you think the Lord would grant access to heaven after the judgment? The landlord that cared about his tenants, that cared about people, or the landlord that didn't? Because the bottom line, if there was one criterion in life, whether you are a plumber, whether you are a dentist, whether you're a landlord, whether you are a preacher, whether you are a watchman, whether you are an apostle or a prophet or pastor or minister or missionary, whatever you want to call yourself, okay? You who have designated yourselves as the shepherds of the people, if you're not watching over your flock, if you're not taking care of them, if you're not spending time with them, if you are ignoring them, if you are in it simply to make a dollar, all right? If you're simply there to make sure that your coffers are full, that your ministry is funded, that your message is palatable to as many people as possible, so you don't turn off too many people, because if you turn them off, they won't contribute to you, right? If you're there simply to create an audience, as big an audience as you possibly can, so that what? So that they can invest in your whatever it is you have formed there. Invest, contribute, donate. So what do you think is going to happen at the Judgment Day? How do you think the Lord is going to judge you? How do you think the Lord is going to judge you for the rapture? Do you think you are absolutely 100% ready for the rapture? And I'm telling you this not as a minister, not as a prophet. I'm just, I'm just standing by here watching for the rapture, of course. I'm not called to be anything. I don't want my face online every day. I don't want, to have an audience. I don't want to have any kind of, fund where month after month after month, year after year after year, people are funding me. No, I'm not like that. I'm just asking you, brothers and sisters out there who are watching, what do you think the Lord is going to do with such people? Because many will say to him, Lord, Lord, did we not preach? Did we not cast out demons? Did we not create all these miracles of healing? Did we not, minister and proselyte and go on missions on our dime? Did we not do all that? He'll tell them, yes, you did all that. Of course you did all that. I watched you. But you didn't care about people. Your heart was not about being truly kind and loving and caring to others. You were there just to brand your ministry or whatever. You wanted to create an empire, sort of. You wanted to be a personality. You had an ego. I saw your ego. I saw how you try to flare your knowledge and boast about this and boast about that. You wanted to exhibit your, shall we call it, knowledge, your erudition, but you didn't care. You didn't care about people. I saw you. They tried to establish a relationship with you, and you were not responding. You were not communicating with them. You were just simply, focused on your thing. on your thing. Whether it was creating your videos or creating the next sermon or creating whatever it was, that was all you cared about. Okay, brothers and sisters, that's the message the Lord gave me. Whether it's September, October, or November, or December, or next January, for me it doesn't matter. I don't need to know. I don't need to know when the Lord is coming back. That's not my mission in life, to know when the Lord is coming back. No. Do I look around me and see what's going on? Yeah, sure, I do. But my primary objective, my primary, let's say, mission, my goal, is to change my heart, to be a bride that's spotless, to be clean for the Lord when He does appear and rapture us. That is all I care about. And let's clarify what it means to be a bride that's ready and spotless for the Lord, for the bride, for the groom, I should say. What does it mean? What does it entail? Well, it entails living to the fullest the first great commandment and the second, which is like unto it. And I'm sounding like a preacher now. I shouldn't even have to discuss with you what those two great commandments are. You should know them like you know your mother's name. What's there to discuss? You know, you need to care about others like you care about yourself. When you see somebody that's in need and you can help them, you help them. And then you have to love God all the time. You have to make sure that He gets the praise and the honor and the glory for every little thing in your life, from the ideas that you get early in the morning to late at night, to the ideas that you get in fixing your car, to fixing your fridge, to fixing your sewer, your whatever it is you're fixing at work, the ideas you get in writing your business plans and whatnot. Every little thing we depend on the Lord for. Our breath. Just stop and think about your anatomy for a minute. What you're made of. You know, your skin, your nerves, your circulatory system, you know, all the organs that we have, the eyes to see and the ears to hear, a throat, teeth, a tongue, so we can chew food and swallow it, our stomachs, all of that. Every day we depend on our health to keep us going from moment to moment. Do we thank the Lord enough about that? Do we? So this is what loving the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength means. And you have to be kind to others. You have to feel for others. You have to empathize with them. You can't just brush them off. There's a difference between sympathy and empathy. And that's what the world lacks, love. Okay, and yeah, I'll put up a video occasionally now and then. Yeah, and I'm sure there's many ministers out there who care deeply about people. I'm sure they must exist, you know. But it seems to me that some are clued into one objective, and that is how much can they draw in, how much can they bring in their bank accounts every month. No, they don't care about the people. They don't. All right. God bless you.